Austin Butler was caught stealing? Yeah, stealing my heart. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. Today we are reviewing Caught Stealing, the latest film from Darren Aronofsky. This one's a little different for him. I usually, and I'm sure most of you, associate him with these dark psychological thrillers with character studies a la Black Swan, The Wrestler, etc. But he kind of goes in a very interesting punk direction this time around, and it was a really fun time. The film stars Austin Butler, Zoë Kravitz, Bad Bunny, Carol Kane, Liev Schreiber, Matt Smith with a great punk hairstyle, and Regina King. As I noted, this is very different from Darren Aronofsky's usual style. I always think about my immense love for Black Swan and how that was a very deeply disturbing film, but he kind of goes in a very different direction with this one. It follows Austin Butler, who gets very much intertwined in a bad situation when his neighbor, Matt Smith's character, leaves town, lends him his cat, and all of these goons and criminals and honestly just big scary guys come after him and will stop at no cost in getting what they want. What can I say about some highlights of this film? I think the atmosphere and the mood and the tone that Aronofsky sets is honestly really incredible. The closest that I would say his previous films have gotten to this level of griminess and grittiness is Requiem for a Dream, a great film from him that is certainly a tough watch, but it's one that I highly recommend. That film, just like Caught Stealing, just has this very dirty aura around it, and it dives into very difficult subject matter as it relates to drugs and addiction. Here, not so much in that sense. However, this 1990s New York is so gritty. I honestly felt like I needed to wash my hands immediately after watching this film just because the settings were kind of gross. The apartments were very much not up to standards when it comes to housekeeping, but all of that played into just the mood and the atmosphere. The performances are also really, really fun too. I have not seen Austin Butler in a performance quite as this in the time that I have been watching him. I guess maybe a little close to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just kind of being this not necessarily reject, but certainly someone who has fallen from grace. He is a ex baseball player who really had an incredible career set up for himself. However, an accident led to his downfall, and these reoccurring nightmares keep coming back to him. They are obviously haunting him from that time period in his life, and so that's got him down. He certainly has problems with alcoholism in this film, so it's no boy next door amazing guy to look at, although actually he is very amazing to look at. I will take that back. Zoe Kravitz also plays opposite him, and I just have to say they are just too attractive. You cannot pair two of the most gorgeous people alive in a movie such as this, except I will watch the movie, so I like where your head is at, Darren Aronofsky. But while she doesn't maybe have so much to do in this film, I did very much enjoy her screen time presence. Matt Smith is a huge standout, again, with his crazy mohawk hairstyle, his punk jacket. He kind of reminded me a little bit of Spider-Punk from the later Spider-Man animated film. I just loved his look. It just was so eccentric. It stood out like a sore thumb. However, also it works as Austin Butler's character has to deal with all of these goons and bad guys coming after him. That is also a great grounds for making these characters so unique and stand out. You've got Bad Bunny as this very suave criminal who may or may not be as bad as he likes himself to be, but he does a great job in this film. You've got Liev Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio as these Jewish brothers who are very, very feisty, and you do not want to mess with them. And when all of these characters start coming together, you just get a really fun mix of personalities, wild scenarios. Regina King gets thrown in the mix a little bit too. Her character takes a little bit of a turn, which honestly I did not expect. I don't think it was really set up that well. I don't think that it really got me right away. I just kind of was like, oh, okay, I guess that's where we're going with this. However, she is great too. I will always happily see her in any movie. In terms of a lot of films that this one reminded me of, Snatch from Guy Ritchie very much comes to mind with, again, that grunginess. That's a very British, more akin to Matt Smith's character type of vibe. Austin Butler, when he was asked about his four favorites, or for him, it was four inspirations that led to this film, he mentioned Blow Out by Brian De Palma, a 1980s film. And honestly, it really does work. I was reminded a lot about John Travolta's character, who he just happens to be at the right place at the wrong time. He captures something, and a lot of people are trying to come after him, akin to Austin Butler's character here. Surprisingly, I did not think that a film that just recently came out would be so closely tied to this one, but Spike Lee's Highest to Lowest, his own reinterpretation of High and Low from Akira Kurosawa, seems to really have found a kinship with Caught Stealing. One, there is a lot of baseball talk, which I fully do not understand in either film, and I'm not afraid to admit it. But there's also a very pivotal train scene involving baseball fans entering and exiting a baseball stadium that both films have. So that film is coming out very soon on Apple TV Plus if you did not get to catch it in theaters. Personally, I didn't have too many problems with this film. I thought it was quite engaging. I really enjoyed this cast. I thought the energy was pretty good for the most part. Yes, there are some moments where it starts to dip a little bit, but I think that with a number of little gotcha moments and surprises here and there, Darren Aronofsky does a pretty good job of just keeping that energy all throughout. I know that some have said that they wished Austin Butler's character had a little bit more to him outside of just the man who is haunted by images from his past has to somehow overcome it to move on. I totally get that. I guess I was just kind of fine with it. Honestly, I was really not expecting a whole lot from this film in general. This is usually not a genre that I typically seek out slash one that I really love. However, I don't know. It just kind of worked out for me. Overall, I would give Caught Stealing 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you here next time.